Come on, people. When are we going to get this right? You don't want to wait till 144,000 to get this right, because you may not even be in the number. And when I'm saying in the number, nobody's going to be in the 144,000 unless they're pure Yisrael. And they're going to be virgins, and they're going to be of the redeemed, meaning they're going to be firstborn. Fresh fruit, people, fresh fruit. You don't know the truth behind the whole entire reason why we have the Levites. The Levites were redeemed, traded off for the firstborn of Yisrael, and they were made the priesthood. These people are going to be just like the Messiah. You don't want to wait till that happens to get this right, because you may be in part of the judgment. You may be listed as the people that truly don't serve the truth. We got to get this right now. Now. Extreme urgency for righteousness. Oh, we're work in progress. Yeah, and how can we say the Holy Spirit talks through us if we're still making the same errors the early church believers made before? Black and white, they still screwed up. I listened to this video by a guy called that created the Unlearn website, and the topic was Jesus born on December 25th? Now, mind you, listening to Arnold Murray and researching Luke, the book of Luke, I had the thought process of November being the birth of the Messiah. Not too long afterwards, I was going through and I was saying Sivan, or between the time of May and September, just to give more, October, between May through October, maybe was the birth of the Messiah. And this guy actually has a video and he talks about that. But Christians will teach and speak on things that ain't true. And I listened to this lady who told her family that she doesn't believe in the holidays anymore. And mind you, holidays is the same thing as holy days. And the only holy days listed in the Bible is the feast days. And there are specific reasons, time periods, and why they're supposed to be followed, if they're to be followed at in this dispensation. And the scriptures list that in there of what requirements are for those times. But we as believers don't follow them because we say, now Christ has come. We separated and did Easter instead of Passover. We've done Christmas instead of Feast of Weeks, Pentecost, Atonement, all those things. So, not my kids even. I'm with an awesome woman right now. She, in her division, her denomination, they don't celebrate those days anyway. So it works out for me that that's one less thing that my children will not have to deal with when they start growing older. That works out for me. Lies. We focus more on the lies than the actual way. When the scriptures say, and it's written, quote unquote, and he shall teach the way, the true way, the true path. It says that the Messiah is going to choose the right and go against the wrong. Daniel says that the church on the streets is going to be able to preach on a time. The kingdom on the streets, I should say. Because that's actually what it was. Because he had no throne. He was letting you know already ahead of time. I have no place to lay. A king without a throne. These are little hints to the fact that something was amiss. We weren't doing something right. To deny half of the book is to deny the whole book. You gotta get this right. gotta get this right. While you're here playing games, dealing with fallacy and stuff like that, people are dying. Kids are growing into sin. Black kids are born in sinful households just on the basis of the music they listen to. Just on that basis alone, much less what they watch on TV. And like I said on my Facebook page, I said Jewish people are the biggest offenders. I watched Denzel Washington explain how 1986 they wanted him to do a film, and Denzel Washington said he calls it The Nigga Who Just Wouldn't Die. And the story goes that Denzel Washington was supposed to play a guy who raped a white woman, and they electrocuted him, and he just wouldn't die. So what they wanted him to do was like put a noose around his neck and hang him and just show that he didn't die. And then Denzel said, oh, that's kind of like a whole bunch of Jews going into a shower and thinking that it's water and it's really gas, right? And they started saying, yeah, just like that. He said, oh, you're not smirking because it's not funny. So he talked to Sidney Poitier, and Sidney Poitier was kind of like his mentor. He called him because he was frustrated and upset that they wanted him to do that movie. And Sidney Poitier told him that whatever movies, the first 3 movies you choose to make is going to mark your whole entire career. And he turned the movie down, only to get an Oscar nominee immediately after by I think it's called Cry Slave or Cry Awake or something like that. I can get it wrong. But yeah, off of that movie that he did instead of that, goes to show that you should never settle for crap just because of what people tell you or try to teach you or try to get you to think or to believe is right. His career could have went a whole total different route. Mind you, I don't necessarily agree with everything, but his career could have went a different route just from an earthly standpoint of how this world system works. Think about Tuong Fu. When David Chappelle was talking about why is it that they always trying to get a black man to wear a dress and they think that joke's funny. That's supposed to be the peak of that career, and then it goes downhill right after that. And he was lying, because you can't tell me of a single black actor that's a comedian, or any black actor who's ever wore females' garments. And the laws of Moses speak about that, about men not wearing garments of a woman and women not wearing garments of a man. And their careers did not go south afterwards. If you don't know the history of the cinema, a lot of people who claim to be descended from Jews basically ran and owned the cinema. Walt Disney, with all the little sexual undertones that are in those movies and all the little images that people are finding were drawn and hidden in those movies even today. Warner Brothers and all those companies, all Jewish run. It is proven that Jewish people run the movies. That's another reason why Orthodox Jews do not allow their kids to see those things and do not allow those kids to watch those things, because they understand what the basis of that is. You know what I'm saying? And all that money that they make off of it, besides their fattening their pockets, is going to Jewish groups and Jewish organizations. It's not going to us. A friend of mine, Alex Art, he draws a lot of stuff, man, and he shows in his artwork how we will spend our money miles away rather than within our own nation, within our own tribe or clan, if you will. And in the meantime, those people are also spending in those areas, and their stuff is going quite well. Actually, they're pretty happy and content with what's going on, while we're struggling. We're going through a lot of mess on our day-to-day, you know. And look up this word, social stratification. It's a very important thing. The whole entire thought process of the social stratification thought process and movement is that basically there's a hierarchy in every single land on the basis of government and stature, whether it was the caste system, whether it's the aristocracy, whether it was communism or socialism, whether it was during the medieval times or during the Roman times, the Republic, the democracies, things of that nature. Social stratification is very serious and it's very real, people. And if you don't understand social stratification, you will not be able to detect the issue of propaganda in this world. Propaganda is what is used and has always been used as a tool, and it is proven that the United States of America mirrors itself off of Egypt, mirrors itself off of Greece, Rome, mirrors itself off of Persia, Assyria. This is your history. You know what I'm saying? The beast system, the 10 horns, that's not going to be a man, an individual man. That's going to be a governmental system. The creation becomes a creature, a monster. We got to get this knowledge down, and we got to do something right to make sure our kids do not accept that mark, because they are accepting it today. They are. I'm out. Sometimes I feel like my words are on deaf ears, and I really pray somebody's growing and getting this. Much love.